Hey, AT, this was one of the lowest assist games for you guys just as a team. I mean, what about their defensive set was making it so hard for you guys as a whole to facilitate tonight or
I
today?
mean, they pressured us. I think we did a poor job of making the reads and seeing the mismatches. But I think it was on us. We got to be better and be ready to play.
All
Um,
right, well, for either of you, this is the first time you guys have been in this position with back-to-back losses this year. I mean, was anything different about the message in the locker room as you guys are trying to recalibrate for another road game coming up next?
I mean, I think it's just we gotta be better on both sides of the floor. We hang our head on the defensive end, and we just gotta get stops so we can get out and transition. How we want to play and play up tempo, and then just making those reads offensively. I think it's just a two-way street. We just have to be better on both ends, and we have a little bit of time coming up to work on some things. So it's the good news.
George?
This is a question, for either of you. We see a lot of teams once they reach the playoffs, they come out flat because they didn't have any adversity in the regular season. I know it's only just a couple of losses, but how important is this just to help in terms of making the group come together and bouncing back for what is a long season?
I mean, like you said, this is a long season, so yeah, it happens. No one expects to be perfect or win every game, and you win some, you lose some, and this will be a great learning experience. We'll have a lot of video to watch, and yeah, we got to be better. We got to be a lot better, and we can't come out and play the way we did.
Any other questions? Oh, Willie, go ahead.
Thank you for either one of you ladies. Much of the talk the last couple of weeks going into certain games, Connecticut, New York, they were the best two teams. Then it was Minnesota. Now we're seeing the parity pan out. Chelsea comes back with the aces. The Seattle scores a big win today. I mean, is it ever safe to say that there's actually a best team in the WNBA, especially this early on? I mean, AT, you just kind of touched on it as far as the strength up and down the league. But I mean, is it ever safe to really say there's a best team in this league?
I mean, every night it's going to be a tough game. Every night you show up on the court, it's the best on the best of every team going at each other. The WNBA it's a tough league, and every night it's going to be a tough game and a tough matchup, and you just got to come ready and best team wins.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Okay, great. Thank you. I have head coach Stephanie White going to do a quick statement and then taking questions. Go ahead.
Yeah, I thought, our defense was good enough to give us a chance. Our offense really struggled today. We struggled against their length, against our multiple coverages. We had some missed opportunities at the rim, missed opportunities at the free throw line. And when you're playing really good teams, those things hurt you. I thought, for most of the ball game, we just really, really struggled to put the ball in the hole.
Emily, go ahead.
I'll start with the shooting. Did you feel like there was anything you can pinpoint that was sort of a problem there? Did you feel any sort of fatigue or mental block, or just kind of a more of a luck thing?
No, I think they're long and they're really good in their rotations, and I felt like some of the times our decision making at the rim wasn't great. We tried to shoot it over longer defenders instead of making the next pass, getting it to the second or third pass. We've struggled from the 3-point line, most of the season. So that's, I think, for the most part, with the exception of the end of shot clock ones that we had to just chuck up there. I like it when we get our spray and extra pass threes. We just weren't able to knock them down. But I thought our shots at the rim, some of them were just missed opportunities, and some of them were decision making. Finding the next play, the next pass. We do a really good job of getting to the free throw line too, but we got to convert. Missed opportunities there, and oftentimes, as it was tonight with this team as well, when you miss those easy bunnies, it leads to transition offense on the other end of the floor. When we had them in the half court, for the most part, we did a really good job defensively. They were able to get loose in transition because of some of our missed bunnies.
Willie?
Steph, past couple of weeks, the talk's been, going into each week, it's Connecticut, Minnesota, New York, top teams in the league. Now all of a sudden Vegas gets Chelsea back, right? Lose 2 in a row. Is it ever safe going into the All-Star break, to actually say there's a best team in the league, especially this year with what we're seeing? Washington just won again just a few minutes ago. Is it safe to really tab a best team in the league, if you will?
I don't think so. I think the league is too good, too deep. Players are too good. You've got multiple teams that have 5 players on the floor that you have to guard at all times, that play really well together. Certainly have seen early in the season with injuries and, teams that haven't quite found their stride, or new players at Seattle, early, just had to build their chemistry. Right. And so, even teams that you see throughout the course of the year, it's a long season. So I don't think that at any point there's a given team that's going to lead the way and that's going to dominate in the fashion that we've seen in the past. I think it's one of the exciting things about the league. From our standpoint, that it's going to be a battle every single day, at home and on the road, but particularly on the road. You have to play nearly flawless basketball for 40 minutes.
George?
Coach, just in terms of a game like this, when you're trying to make the assessment and what to do going forward, how hard is it to balance the idea of, the team can play better, but also, you got to give credit to a team that is one of the best defensive teams in the whole league?
Yeah, I mean, just having the multiple jobs that I have, I don't think that's hard to balance, because they're a really good team. They've been excellent on the defensive end. They make it tough on you. That's one of the things that we talk about then offensively. It's like, okay, how do we help our team find the reads, find the right reads, find the next play, based on what coverages, they're making. And when you have a really good defense, sometimes it forces offensive teams to get a little bit tunnel vision. And so for us, it's about evaluating the film, going back and trying to simplify it a little bit for our players, being able to help them find our reads. Our floor isn't spaced the same way it was a year ago. So finding sort of our new normal in our actions, based on our opponents. And certainly Seattle is a great team. They've got terrific pieces, and they earned the right to win this ballgame.
Emily?
Is DB okay? Or you have any concerns about her after that?
Well, I think so. I don't know. I haven't spoken with the trainers yet, but she's a warrior. So I think from our standpoint, it's we'll see. I'm sure she's going to be sore. We got a flight back, so that's always difficult too. But at the same time, we'll see where she is before we leave, and we'll reevaluate her tomorrow.
Was it like knee, thigh? We couldn't super tell from the broadcast.
I think so. That's what I gathered from what she said.
Any other questions?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.